Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the best weekend of my life so far. So I graduated from high school on May 31st, 2012. I was dating a guy named Mark at the time, and Mark had obligations with his little brother, so he wasn't able to come. I was living in Pennsylvania at the time, and he was from New Jersey. Now, backtrack a little bit how we met. So in, I think it was July 2011, there was the Daniel Fox Youth something. I don't remember the name of it, but it was at Lebanon Valley College. It was a singing and songwriting workshop. And at the time, I was writing a lot of poetry. I was writing a lot of songs. Just the lyrics. I didn't play guitar or anything like that. But I get there, and in this particular workshop, there are 10 of us. And 3 of them were guitar players. Our instructor said, I don't want all the guitar players together because then it's just going to be one long riff, and that's not what we want. So he split the 3 guitar players up, and he said, whichever group you want to be part of, just go be part of that group. Well, for whatever reason, I was drawn to Mark. I had a boyfriend at the time. We were kind of but I was really drawn to Mark, so I joined his group, and it was him, Alexis, Jared, and I. And we came together, we wrote a song. It turned out really well. I sounded horrible compared to the girl I was with. But later that summer, Mark and I were still texting on and off. And then when Jay and I broke up, I ended up spending 3 hours on the phone with Mark. And that became a nightly routine. So we'd either Skype or we'd talk on the phone anywhere from 3 to 5, well, sometimes 5 hours if it was the weekend. But at least 2 or 3 hours a night. It was incredible. I remember one time he played Learn My Lesson by Daughtry on guitar for me over the phone and sang and everything. It was, oh my gosh, one of the sweetest things ever. So we started talking in August. It was around October, November, I really started developing a crush on him. I mean, like, hardcore crush. And he knew this, and he was kind of hesitant because of the distance and everything. But for my senior year project, we did a food and toy drive for the Ronald McDonald House. And when I was working on that project, I told him just jokingly, hey, it'd be really cool if you could come help with it. He's like, oh yeah, I'll ask my mom. I didn't take him seriously. I didn't think he actually meant it. Well, like an hour later, he goes, yeah, I can come help you with that. I was like, okay. You know, I hadn't seen him since July, and at this point, it was the end of November. So I think it was December 10th. He came, and we made the meal and everything, and he met my friends. My friends adored him. They still adore him, even though he's not in my life anymore. And we ended up watching something of Mr. Popper's Penguins or something like that, and then a Captain America movie. And Mark and I were talking like the whole time, and our friends were like, shut up. But I couldn't help it. I was so excited that he was there. And he left. Before he left, we went to see, my sister was in the band and the choir, so we went to see her, and then I was in the band in senior high, so then it was me. And we held hands during the performance, and when we got home, it was a very awkward kiss. I don't think he'd ever kissed anyone before. It's like his mouth was all the way open. It was gross. I had to teach him how to kiss. But after he left, I was really upset because I was kind of assuming that we were going to start dating at that point, but he hadn't asked, he hasn't made any moves or anything like that. So I was really upset because I'm like, well, what did I do wrong? Like, why isn't this being reciprocated when I thought it so clearly was? Because I think it was like a 3-hour drive for him. So like 4 or 5 hours later, he said, actually, I do want to be your boyfriend. I was like, oh my gosh, I was so excited. So we started dating December 11th of 2011, and he would come to my house like once a month and would stay the weekend. My parents loved him. My sisters adored him. Even my brother liked him, and that's a big deal to me. But the relationship, it was good. It was steady. It was healthy. It was amazing. May 31st, I had my graduation. June 1st, my stepdad drove me out to New Jersey, where Mark lived. And Mark was still in school, but his best friends were not in school at that point in time. I'm going to call them Hank and Amelia. Well, Amelia and I went to get our nails done, which was a lot of fun. I had like zebra print nails because my dress was red, and then I had zebra print heels, and they, oh my gosh, I love them so much. But we got our nails done, and then we got home. A little while after that, I went and got my hair done, and it was up how it is now, but then it was like super curly. It was really pretty. His prom was on a yacht. Mine was in our high school gym, and I told him, you don't have to go to mine if you don't want to, but he went anyway. But yeah, his prom was on a yacht. I found out I can dance in heels on a yacht. That was impressive. I don't remember what kind of food they had, but they had like a full bar, not a bar, but like a full, kind of like a salad bar type thing, if I remember correctly. The day after that, we went to Six Flags, and Six Flags was a ton of fun. We were going to go on the Kingda Ka, but whatever ride we rode last, like we were all really nauseous from it, so we decided not to ride the big one. But oh my God, it was so much fun. Like just the four of us, we were inseparable that weekend. I loved it. And after Six Flags, the next day we went to Seaside Heights, and they saw, Hank and Amelia saw, I don't think it was Snooki. I don't remember who it was, but they saw some of the Jersey Shore cast, and they kind of followed them around for a little bit. So that was fun. And that was when I discovered Hot Shell Ray. That's like all we listened to the whole weekend. And like anytime I hear any of their songs, it just takes me back. But yeah, that by far was one of the best weekends in my entire life. The breakup was devastating because, like I said, my family and my friends adored him. He was perfect. Yeah, like everything felt right. And we were getting ready to go off to college. We were going in 2 different colleges, 2 different states. And I told him, I'm afraid that you're going to find someone to replace me. And he said he was afraid of the same thing. Now, I had this crazy idea of trying to go to the same college as him, which I'm glad I didn't, because that would have been out-of-state tuition, and that would have been outrageous. So I'm really glad I ended up not doing that. But it was in August, like 2 weeks before college started, and he was like, something's off. And I could tell that something was off too, but I didn't want to bring it up because I was hoping it was just me. But he definitely said something was off, and I was so anxious about it because I'm like, I felt, I could feel a breakup was coming, but I didn't want to admit it. But when we broke up, I bawled my eyes out for days, which we were only together for 8 months, so it doesn't make sense to be that upset over it. But at the same time, he had gotten me through a lot. Like, there was a lot that went on senior year that he helped me through, and I will forever be grateful for him. The last time we talked was several years ago. He's a huge Daughtry fan. I was a Daughtry fan before I met him, but after meeting him, I learned like every Daughtry song ever, and I'm still obsessed with them. But I think the last time I talked to him was whenever I saw Daughtry in concert, because he had already seen them in concert multiple times, and he had even met the band. So of course I was jealous. But that concert was so much fun, and I think the best part is when you're in a crowd full of people singing over you at the top of your lungs. Very therapeutic. I highly recommend. The last time we talked before that concert, it was about 7 months after our breakup. We started talking again, and we started Skyping again and everything, and I was so drunk on false hope. It was insane. I mean, I prayed about it. I was like, you know, I've been through enough heartbreak. Like, if he's going to come back, then it's got to work out, right? But no, it didn't. And I was so drunk on false hope. And he started dating someone else. And I was so devastated. Because it looked like things might work out. Like, I thought he was going to come back. And then when he went to someone else instead, I was left just like, my heart was obliterated. Like, there's no other way to describe it. After they started dating, I didn't talk to him for a couple years. I mean, I was over him, but there was still, I still cared about him. And yeah, just after the breakup and after him finding someone else and everything, I don't know, I recovered eventually. But, yeah, that was by far my best weekend so far in my life, and one of the best relationships I've ever been in. And it sucked when it ended, but looking back, I'm glad that it did, because I've met a lot of great people since then. Had I gone to the same college as him, I probably wouldn't be a sign language interpreter major right now. I don't know where my life would have ended up, because I started as a creative writing major. But yeah, I mean, if you're in high school and you're in a really solid relationship, it can't always be carried over into college. Sometimes it can be. I'm not saying it's not possible, but just, college is, you're discovering yourself, and there are new opportunities and everything. So just you don't have to follow the person that you were dating. Sometimes people break up and it sucks. But at the end of the day, what's supposed to happen will. And I feel like I'm rambling, so I'm going to go. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!